Does your wife see you guys as equals?
No, not at all. Not even from day one. Not even from when we were dating. She expected me to be the man, right? I told this story before. It's like when we were dating, I had my truck and she had her car. And whenever we were going on a date or we were going somewhere and we were driving her car, she would hand me the keys. Say, "You're driving." Mm-hmm. And that was I sort of have used that. I've used that illustration a lot, but that was my first indication that she wanted somebody who was in control, who was going to drive the family, was going to drive the marriage, right? She expected that. She comes from a fairly traditional family. Her father, my father-in-law, who I get along with great. Now I get along with great. Very much an alpha male, very much the guy that was sort of the patriarch of the family, still is to this day. And she expected me to, at least in some way, be the patriarch, be the guy who is and I hate to use that term now because it means something else to trad cons, but that's in a nutshell, that's what it is. She expected me to drive the car. She expected me to drive the relationship and the marriage and to be in control of it and to be the focus and the direction of it. Another example I use is that when I decided to take a job at a particular liquor company that wanted to relocate to Orlando, I sat her down at we went out and had sushi one night, and I said, we're going to move to Orlando because there's this great job for me and we're going to relocate. And her response wasn't, well, what about my friends? What about my family? What about my career here? What about this here? What about that here? It wasn't that. The first thing out of her mouth was, "You're my husband. I go where you go." Mm-hmm. When are we leaving? When do I need sweetness kind of thing, right? And so I think a lot of people get like kind of freaked out about that. And I think like if you were to ask like certain guys about that, they would say, "Well, oh, how did you do that?" It's like, I didn't do that. That's just how our relationships work, right? That's just how we are. Right? I'm the one who I have headship of this family. Mm-hmm. You ask women, if you ask feminists, if you ask even women who claim not to be feminists, they'll be like, "Oh, you must have her really on a tight leash, right? Or you must really have her under your thumb." I'm like, no, I don't have her under my thumb. She's where she wants to be. This is how we do it. And this is how we've always done it. So, and I'm looking at I see the chat there. I'll talk about Dread Game here in just a little bit, but I know this topic will come up, so I'm just going to say it right now. I don't game my wife. And I of course the thumbnail there was a little bit of a clickbait, I guess, but I don't game my wife. I don't have to game my wife because this is just how we are. This is just how I am. And my default is to whatever is sort of like the red pill default when it comes to, any kind of decision-making that happens in the family. Said this also is that I think I can count on the fingers of one hand how many times we've ever had a real fight, and any of those fights have never lasted more than 24 hours. Mm-hmm.